What's up, YouTube? It's the Action Figure Grader coming back to you with another vintage mint on card market update. We've got some Kenner as well as Palitoy examples. Some of the prices were really shocking at the upper end of the scale. A quick reminder, actionfiguregrader@gmail.com is where you can email me, and I'll put you in touch with some trusted buyers. If you have collections to sell, loose graded creatures, vehicles, play sets, whatever you got, reach out to me by email and I'll put you in touch free of charge with some trusted buyers. actionfiguregrader@gmail.com. I also want to say thank you to Patreon supporter Nathan S. He recently increased his Patreon support for each monthly contribution. So thank you, Nathan, for recently doing that. It means a lot to me. I really appreciate you doing that, and it's been a pleasure to get to know you over Patreon. So let's go ahead and dig right in. Wow, just some incredible items. There were some good deals, though. There were some good deals to be had. Here was a 20-back Death Star Droid. This one has the Boba Fett offer, and on the back, it did not have the blacked out kind of sticker that goes over top of that rocket firing mechanism there. And it looks like that's original. It hadn't been pulled off or anything like that. This is an example I do not have in my collection, but an awfully pretty card back. I couldn't tell you if it's A, B, D, C, whatever it is, but a really nice looking card. It did have a price sticker in the upper left-hand corner, and it was a punched example, but probably about an 80 grade condition. It was listed for $750, and it was a best offer accepted. 130point.com is not working right now, so I don't know what the final sales price was, but man, what an awfully nice Death Star Droid. Here was another one. I thought this was a great deal. This was a 20-back G Death Star Droid, and this one does have that sticker. There's several different stickers that went over top of that rocket firing mechanism animation on the back. This is the one that has the yellow sticker with a description of Boba Fett. There is also a blacked out sticker, just a plain black sticker. But anyway, the 20-back G, this is what I do have in my collection, and this one went for a song and a dance. The subgrades were 75, 80, 80 from AFA. It was a punched example. No price sticker, clear blister, great condition. And that one sold in an auction for $625, free shipping. I thought that was a fantastic buy. I was expecting it to go for $850 to $900-ish. So $625, free shipping on that one. That was a steal of a deal. Congratulations if you happen to pick that one up. Now we're going to talk about this Walrus Man. This is on that transition card ESB 21 back. But this is one I had in my what to buy video because it has the offer extended sticker on the front for the Bosk mail away. And this is very tough to find. There's also a sticker on the back that says that where the offer is extended for a certain amount of time. Now, the card itself was not in great shape. It was unpunched, but it had quite a bit of wear to it, probably like a 75 grade at best. There's some sticker residue on the front of the card. But what makes it rare is this offer extension. It's very tough to find that. Now, in my what to buy video, I was thinking it would sell for $450 to $500 is I think what my guess was. So as you can tell, I was way off. I was completely off on this one. $887, 24 bids, lots of action on this one. But again, it was a pretty rare example. There was a ding in the upper left-hand corner of the blister, but nice and crystal clear. But anyway, there you go. This is a very tough one to find, and $887. Clearly, I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to this rare stuff, just because they never come up for sale. But congratulations if you happen to pick up that very rare 21-back Walrus Man with the offer extension sticker. Next up was the free forearm offer 47-back ESB. This one did have a Toys R Us price sticker, and it was unpunched. And it looks like C-3PO was falling apart a little bit. This is the removable limbs. C-3PO and his leg, it kind of popped out there inside the blister. But nice crystal clear blister. Card was in great shape, and the price reflected that. This one seems to go pretty high in general. $633 on 38 bids. I've seen some graded examples sell for over $800. So that one's probably appropriately discounted since this one is ungraded, but a pretty nice example of the removable limbs C-3PO on the 47-back free forearm offer ESB card back. Here was a 45-back Boba Fett. This one did have some litho damage. As you can see in the upper left-hand corner of the card back, it was punched. Someone tried to take off that price sticker. I'm telling you, leave the price sticker on and you'll get a lot more money for your items if you're planning on selling them. But the rest of the card was in great shape. Just a couple of minor dings. You can see a little tear there in the lower right-hand side of the card back, but beautiful example. It looks like a crystal clear blister for Boba Fett, and that one sold for $2,300 US. And I've got 3 different mint on card Boba Fetts that sold. Here's the next one. This is the 48 C-back Revenge of the Jedi crystal clear blister, punched with a price sticker in the upper right-hand corner, but blister was in great shape. The card did have some spider veining going on the lower portion of the card back, and it was kind of wavy, and that held the price down a little bit. That one sold for $1,600 plus $15 shipping. I think that's still a really good price, though, for about a 70 grade Boba Fett on an ESB card back. That's about as good as you're going to get, I think, for one of those. Pretty good price overall. Next up was another 48 back with the free Revenge of the Jedi offer. This was for FX7, the medical droid. This one did have a Target price sticker as well. It was unpunched. The blister did have some pretty heavy dings on the top of the blister, but it was crystal clear. There was a slight color-breaking spider vein by the offer sticker on the front. But still, FX7, always tough to find. This is probably about a 75 grade would be my guess. That one sold for $425 in an auction, plus $10 shipping on March 19th. We got several different transition cards for the Return of the Jedi. And just like the 21 back for the ESB card back, where the first 21 figures only appeared on that 21 back ESB card, only the 48 ESB and Star Wars figures appeared on this 48 back Return of the Jedi free Neonum offer. And this is for the Tusken Raider. This is one I definitely would like to add. As a side note or side story, I posted to my Instagram, which is @ActionFigureGrader, several months ago, a photo of me. I think I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. So I guess it was 83. So I guess I was 6 years old. And I was opening up on my birthday, and one of the items I was opening up was this 48 back Tusken Raider. Exact same card bag. This one was crystal clear. The card did have some wave and some issues with it, but probably like a 75 grade. That one sold for $383 plus $11 shipping. I would love to get this one. It was this one and the Red Snaggletooth and the Death Squad Commander on this 48 back that I was opening up in the photo. It's a great old photo when I was 6 years old. So I would love to get this one to kind of relive my childhood, so to speak. So pretty cool looking item there. But there were several others. Here was the 21B Medical Droid on the same card back. That one sold for $340. A little bit of card waves and some very minor issues, but overall pretty great shape. Probably a 75 plus condition overall for that one. I do like how the sticker, the free Neonum sticker, matches nicely with the 21B Medical Droid. It just really pops on that card back. Next up was the Rebel Commander. This card had some obvious wave to it. Probably, again, about a 75 grade, but crystal clear blister. That one sold for $283 and change plus $11 shipping. So 3 examples there for a tough to find free Neonum offers. I just got the Dengar, as you guys saw in an unboxing video, back from Hakes, and I have the Bosk, and those are the only 2 I think I have for this 48 back Return of the Jedi card back, but 3 different examples there for you. Next up was a CAS 75 plus Darth Vader, and this one is the 79 back A. The subscores were 75, 80, 85 for an overall 75 plus. Moderate yellowing to the blister, but overall pretty great shape. It did have a self-service sticker, price sticker, and there's very light veining to the area around the punch tab, but very nice example of a later Darth Vader. That one sold for $450, free shipping. Next up, we've got the one that really shocked me. I could not believe this sales price. This was a Palitoy 45 back AFA 85 Boba Fett. Now, obviously, this is a Toy Tony. Toy Tony obviously was taking unused card backs, unused blisters, and then putting in figures and assembling them himself. And some of those did pass muster with grading. And in this example, he's got the light blue tri-logo Boba Fett inside the Palitoy card back. Again, they're all going to be very, very high grade, and the Boba Fett is one of the most notorious examples of the Toy Tonys. And this one sold for $3,051 plus $18 shipping. Now, I'm used to kind of $1,800 to $1,900, maybe $2,000 for one of these Toy Tonys in a high grade. I could not believe that this sold for $3,000. So that just shows you that even for Boba Fett Toy Tonys, the prices have come roaring back. People are willing to pay, even though they know that they're assembled after the fact. And the seller very rightly noted that it is a Toy Tony example, so it's not a factory sealed example. And it still did not stop the bidding on this one. 42 bids, $3,052. Unbelievable. That's the highest sales price I've seen for a Toy Tony in a long, long time, if not ever. But just another data point there for you. Next up, we've got a Tri-Logo Yoda. Now, this one had heavy yellowing to the blister, as you can see there. But this is the more common brown snake Yoda. If you ever see a Tri-Logo Yoda with the orange snake, that one is worth picking up. If you can find one, grab it, because they are very tough to find. But the more common example is the brown snake Yoda, and this one obviously had heavy yellowing, but I was surprised by the sales price. I was expecting kind of $300 to $325, somewhere in that ballpark, because of the yellowing to the blister, but it still sold for $450 plus $16 shipping. Now, as an example, I did pick up a couple of years ago a clear blister brown snake Yoda on this Tri-Logo. I bought it on Facebook, and I think I paid around $500 for mine. It might have been $550. So that just shows you how much they've advanced, because I think that now it would sell for quite a bit more, given that the yellow blister sold for $450 plus $16 shipping. This is a very rare one. This is a hybrid Tri-Logo with the Spanish snaggletooth inside, and this has the Tri-Logo back, but the large blister standard kind of PBP or Palitoy front up to the card back. Oversized blister, so it's really tough to get these in very high grade condition, and this blister obviously has quite a bit of damage to it, but still, it's probably about a 75 grade, maybe 70 overall, but a very, very tough hybrid Tri-Logo. They made hybrid Tri-Logos, I believe, for the Snaggletooth, the Greedo, the Hammerhead, the Cloud Car Pilot, and for the Bespin Security Guard. Those are the five, I think, that they made these hybrid Tri-Logos for. This one was listed for $350, and it sold very quickly. But just keep an eye out. If you ever see one of these Palitoy fronts with the Tri-Logo backs, that's a hybrid. That's a hybrid Tri-Logo, and very, very tough to find. But they only make it for those 5 characters, to my knowledge. Next up was a clear blister, unpunched Return of the Jedi U.S. card back, and very, very tough to find. This is a 77 back A. You never find these with a clear blister, hardly ever. And the price reflected that. It was graded UKG 80%. But the highlight here was the fact that it was a clear blister. It's just very, very tough to find that. And it was unpunched. Really great example. That one sold, again, for 470 pounds, which is $570 US. Now, I know of an AFA 85 that sold last year for almost $1,000. So I think this was a great buy at that price point for a clear blister Stormtrooper 77 back A. Next up was a Lumat made in Mexico. It looks like it might have just a little bit of yellowing to the blister, but if it is, it's very, very faint. It could just be shadows on the card back, but this one had some sticker residue as well as a slight crease in the upper right-hand corner, and it was a punched example. But as you can see on the back of the card back, it's a very matte finish, not nearly as glossy as the US-made Kenner card backs, and as you can see at the bottom of the card, it says figure made in Mexico. It also has that breather hole next to Anakin Skywalker. That's a factory punch that was made on those Lily Lettys. This one sold for $235. Now, again, considering that Lumat's ungraded loose can sell for about that price, I think that was a great buy. But just keep in mind that Lumats do discolor on the torso, even inside the blister. And this one has some yellowing to the torso. It's a very common problem. But beautiful example. And I think for $235, free shipping, I thought that was a great price. Congratulations on that one. Next up was an old label UKG 80% Power of the Force Ramba. This one was unpunched with just some moderate yellowing to it, but this one did sell in an auction for 230 pounds, which is $280 US on 21 bids. That closed on March 15th. I thought that was a great price as well. Very fairly priced if you can live with the older case style, or older label style, I should say, by UKG. It was UKG 80%. Next up, we got another Power of the Force. This is a clear blister AT-ST driver, and this one always stays clear. I don't know why. We've talked about this in past videos, but for whatever reason, the AT-ST driver on the Power of the Force card back is almost always a clear blister. And this one did have some wear to it, and that's what held the price down. You can see some obvious creases to it, but pretty nice looking Power of the Force. To get one with a clear blister is just so hard to do, but the ST driver is the one to aim for if you're looking for one of those. That one sold for 160 pounds, which is 194 US dollars. Now in higher grade, you can double that price pretty easily. I'd say 400 bucks all day long for an AFA 80 example. But this one obviously had some issues to the card back, so that held the price down just a little bit. Next up, we've got a Power of the Force CAS 80 grade, last 17 Luke Stormtrooper. And this price did not disappoint. This one sold for $1,525 on 16 bids, plus $35 shipping, so about $1,560. Now, we talked about an AFA 80 example that sold for almost $3,000. It might have been above $3,000, actually. So I think this was a great price, just given that this one was a punched example, the other one was unpunched, and it was an AFA 85 versus a CAS 80, and it sold for about half the price. So I think this was a great buy if you can live with that pretty heavy yellowing to the blister. Next up, we've got a Jord Dusat. This was graded CAS 75 plus, very heavy yellowing to the blister. This one was a punched example. This was the US Droids card bag, not the Kenner Canada version. That one sold for $375 plus $880 shipping. That's about right, I suppose. I don't know. I think ungraded, you can probably pick it up for $200 to $250. So this one was graded 75 plus, and somebody paid up just a little bit for that one. And then finally, we've got another miscard. I swear this is the exact same one. It keeps changing hands. But it's an AFA 20, and every single one of these I've seen is an AFA 20, and they all have the blister support. So it might be the same one that just keeps changing hands. I don't know. But this one, it's been at Hakes, and it's been for sale on eBay again. And now it's sold again. Now, again, I'm assuming it's the same one. I did not look up the AFA registration number to see if it was the same one. But it's a 60, 20, 85 were the sub-scores for an overall 20. But it is a miscard, a very rare French Meccano miscard with Luke Jedi inside on a Yan Solo card back. That one sold for $1,049 plus $1,255 shipping. So anyway, for whatever that's worth, just some more data points, some pretty shocking prices, especially for that toy Tony Boba Fett. I could not believe someone paid $3,000 for that, but that is the market. Boba Fett, mint on card, you're going to be paying big, big money for it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back soon.